Hey there, hi there, ho there. I'm feeding baby. I'm feeding a 1 to 2 to 2 ratio. And as you can see, that's not gonna work in this container. So we're gonna use this puppy. And we're gonna talk about spring training and Phillies baseball. I will say, oh geez Louise. Oh God, you can tell it's later at night and I am tired and my brain is just not where it needs to be. We'll talk spring training. Luckily the counter is clean. The Phillies last year won, what, 95 games, I think, and the year before that, 92, or vice versa. The point to the story is the Phillies can win games, but the Phillies don't pull it out in the postseason and show us what the Phillies can really be. The Phillies last year won a decent amount of games. I think that my thing is, and I will refer to Moneyball because it's one of my favorite movies, honestly. And I like that Billy Bean Brad Pitt combo. Towards the end of the movie, as they're talking about the success of the program and different things, Brad Pitt is talking to, what's his face? What's his name? And he says to him, they will discount us if we don't win it all. You make it to that very last game and you don't win that very last game and win the World Series and win it all. They will discount us. And I feel like that, in a way, with the Phillies, that they make it to the playoffs, and they've made it to the playoffs now, but when they get to the playoffs, they just don't pull out what we need them to pull out, right? They don't do what we need them to do. They don't finish the job. So do I think the Phillies could have a good team this year? Sure. I don't see where they didn't make a lot of changes, and everybody's saying they didn't make a lot of changes, and they're all saying, well, yes, we didn't make a lot of changes, but we're still gonna be good. And I don't think that they're gonna be bad. I don't think that the team's gonna be bad. I think that we're gonna end up with a season like last season. I think the team will win games, but I think when push comes to shove and they get to the postseason, they're just not gonna pull it out the way that they need to get to the World Series and to win the World Series. Do I think they're not gonna make it to the World Series? No. I think that the Phillies this year will make it far. I think they will do well. I think that when Dave Dombrowski makes comments about Bryce Harper, it puts a rift in the clubhouse. I think that the team isn't having fun. Bryce Harper, I saw where he was saying, I don't smile, whatever, but I'm having fun. I don't believe that. I think he's burned out. I've said this last season and I will say it again this season. I think he's burned out. I think he's trying to chase his youth and he can't. And this is where I think of Moneyball again, and Brad Pitt talking to one of the players and saying, I'm not paying you to be the player that you were, I'm paying you to be the player that you are. Meaning you were great then, but you're not great now. And I'm paying you to be this guy. I feel like Bryce Harper needs to learn that and figure that out, that you can still be a good player and be a great player, but be the great player for where you are today, not where you were in the past. Some might say he was never great. That's up for debate. I'm going to be cautiously pessimistically optimistic, I think is how I'm going to put it this year. I'm not going to be pessimistic. I'm just going to go with it. Hope that they get far. Hope that they get to the World Series. But in reality, I don't think that they will. I think that they will make it to the playoffs. But I think they will do exactly what they did the last 2 years. And that's where it will end. So that's my opinion. I'm giving that prediction now, as spring training is kicking off. So the season's not even started, but it's just the vibe I get. I'm all about the vibes. Continue to follow along for more baseball, Phillies, and sourdough content.